But let's welcome in our panel to talk more about this. Republican strategist Aaron Perini is here. Also with us from the Daily Caller, Brianna Lyman, and Jack Brewer, retired NFL player and entrepreneur. Great to have everyone with us. Brianna, we'll go to you first on this one. I mean, let's pick one of those sound bites and give us your take on what we saw. These are actually elected members of Congress, the people running our country.
Yeah, and that's what's so scary about it. I'm going to go with the first one. Here she is questioning these executives on why they continue to fund big oil. But I think it's imperative to remind the American public that from the top of the pyramid, right, with Joe Biden, I mean, he has waged a war on fossil fuels, but nonetheless is encouraging OPEC to pump out more gas. And in 2020, fossil fuels accounted for, I believe it was about 81% of all of our energy sources. So nobody can actually get rid of fossil fuels unless they want to tank the entire American economy. And these executives know that. Unfortunately, our representatives don't, because they're not in touch with not only what Americans need, but the jobs that these fossil fuels provide Americans.
Yeah, I want to ask Jack, just because, the spirituality, a lot of times people feel that not only are conservatives being attacked, but the nuclear family. And the fact you have AOC there saying that there's a capitalism burden and that's why they're not having kids. I mean, we think sometimes there's a silent group of people who are trying to dissuade people from having kids, or, possibly even convince them, dissuade them from, talking them out of abortion. I mean, these are things that are happening in our country, Jack.
That's right. They're talking out of both sides of their mouths. It's really weird to try to wrap your mind around the sense of now they're changing the definition of a woman and calling people birthing people. And then all of a sudden they want to blame capitalism for the breakdown of the American family. When we all can look out and see that we have a fatherlessness crisis, that those on the left don't want to address that. They want to have government take over for fatherhood. And so that's what's happening across the board as they push these woke liberal programs upon our families and make people dependent on the government, where they actually don't try to establish a real godly, righteous family. And so you see as so many kids across our country, 18.5 million are fatherless. But you will never hear AOC or anyone who tries to portray themselves as some savior on the liberal side. They'll never talk about fatherlessness. They'll never talk about the broken family. They completely avoid this topic, and they blame it on the wealthy or on big oil or on our industries in America, the very people who are actually giving jobs to the families in which they say are not having kids anymore. So they talk out of both sides of their mouth. It's ridiculous. Whereas
you, Jack, have actually gotten a law passed in the state of Florida that's going to do more to foster fatherhood. You're working on that on a national level. We commend you for that. I want to go back to you, to Aaron, and what Mandar Jones said. This is literally that saying, isn't it? Repeat a lie until it becomes the truth. Right, Aaron?
Well, in this instance, it's really concerning about the ability for members to openly on the record spread falsehoods in such a way. And he was really careful there, right? As soon as you saw Dan Bishop start pushing back on him, he tried to, instead of saying, oh, I misspoke, because gosh forbid anybody actually apologizes if they make a mistake and they own up to it, like, oh, I did misspeak, or yeah, I was incorrect. Both of those would have been fine answers. He starts trying to dance around and change what he was saying to catch Dan Bishop in it. I mean, those three clips right there, that is a masterclass in today's Democrat Party. They don't understand the economy. They don't believe in history. And they certainly don't believe in the family either. When you look at those three things put together, we wonder why Americans believe the country is on the wrong track. It's because Democrats are at the helm.
Yeah, and Aaron, you're a communications professional. You know this, that when one of your clients gets in trouble, gets stuck in a lie, the less you say, the better every time, because, and like Mandar Jones'
honesty
case,
always helps. Just being honest.
Honesty is the first priority, but not always in politics, as you know.
And I like how she rolled it into this would be their master class. We need to make sure, they do not package and sell it anymore, because they're already trying to sell it right now, and it is scary.
Yeah, the opposite of master class, whatever that might be. Great to see everyone, Jack, Aaron, and Brianna. We'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.